Hi friends, this is the Govind Soni. So today we will discuss how we designed the ground-mounted SLT for 1 megawatt solar power projects. So now you can see here this is the already designed 1 megawatt solar power plant SLT. So I will explain you what is the concept behind and what is the calculation behind the 1 megawatt solar power plant SLT. So we will start. Our plant capacity is 1 megawatt. So first we design the strings and calculate the number of module. So uh, this is the capacity. This is your 1 megawatt solar power project, and let's suppose we choose the module 335 peak. So when we divide, we get the total number of module 2985. This is the total number of module we are using in 1 megawatt solar power plant. So first we design the strings. Before design the strings, we need to know the temperature of the site, maximum temperature and minimum temperature, because we should know about the what is the value of the maximum temperature, because we know that when the temperature is increased, voltage is decreased, and when the temperature is decreased, voltage is increase. So we should know the value of minimum voltage and maximum voltage. So before the design strings, we should know about the temperature. So I will explain you how we select the temperature and how we choose the string. So this is the calculation for considering our string sizing. So I will explain you how we design the how we do the string sizing. So before the calculation, we need to know the temperature of the site. So first we need to know the minimum temperature, and this calculation is for Telangana, India, and minimum temperature is 5 degree and maximum temperature is 60 degree. And PV module parameter like at STC condition, the radiation is 1000 watt per meter square. Cell temperature is 25 degrees centigrade and air mass is 1.5. This data you will get from the module data sheet. And this is your information about the PV module and ratings. The module rating is 3 watt peak, open circuit voltage. This is your VMP voltage and temperature coefficient -3 1 degree per percentage per degree centigrade. And this is your inverter parameter. The inverter rating in 1000 kilowatt per kVA, and VDC max 1000 volt and VDC minimum 550 volt. Okay, so this data you will get from the inverter data sheet and from module data sheet. So this is the formula, and by which we choose the string sizing. We do the string sizing. So first is the calculation of the adjusted voltage of PV module for low temperature. Okay, because we know that when the temperature is down, voltage is increased. So this is the formula. VOC max is equal to VOC into 1 plus T minimum minus TSTC into beta V0 divided by 100. Your what is your VOC? Your VOC is your module open circuit voltage, and T minimum is your site temperature is 5 degree, and TSTC, it is your standard temperature of your module, which is 25 degrees centigrade, and beta VOC is your temperature coefficient, which is -3 1 degree per degree centigrade. When we put the value, and we will get the VOC max is 47.90 at minimum temperature 5 degree. So when we divide maximum DC voltage divided by 47, we will get the maximum number of module in series. So same type of calculation we do for your higher temperature, because we know that when the temperature is increased, your voltage is decreased. Just replace VOC by VMP minimum, which is your 36, and this is your T max. What is your T max? This is your site temperature is 60 degree. Okay, and what is your TST is 25 degree. Beta VOC is -31% divided by 100. When you put the value, you will get the minimum voltage, because your temperature is 60 degree. So when you divide 550 by 36, you will get the module in series. So you calculate your string sizing. What is your minimum module in series and maximum module number in series. So this calculation you can refer, and you can calculate minimum maximum number of module in series. So we can calculate 20 number of PV module considered in series for each string for this project. So I have choose 20 number of module in series because we know that our total number of module is 2985. When we divide this by 20, I will get the total number of string, which is 149.25. so round off I have considered is 150. So total number of 150 strings I will enter into the inverter, because this is the central inverter, so we cannot directly put the 150 strings in this inverter because there is no MPPT and we cannot connect multiple string in a central inverter. So for that we design the DCDB, or you can say the string combiner box. Okay, so this is your string combiner box, and how we choose it, I will divide by you can design the string combiner box for 18 strings, for 20 strings, for 22, and for 24, for 26 strings. It's depend on your design. I am designing it for 24, where I put the 22 strings in the string combiner box, and rest of two views I will design for spare. Okay, so I will divide 50 by 22, then I will get the number of string combiner box. So total 7 combiner box I am going to choose for 1 megawatt solar power projects. Okay, so this is your combiner box. I will show you the picture of your combiner box. So this is your string combiner box. Now you can see here, this is your positive string fuses and this is your negative string fuse. You can see from here, and this is your positive bus bar and this is your negative bus bar. We short all the positive at positive bus bar and we short the all negative at negative bus bar, and this is your isolator switch, and all the positive we are short here and single positive wire short in this isolator. This is your positive bus bar and this is your negative bus bar, and negative wire is short at this point. This is your isolator where we get the two output, one is positive and is negative. And this is your SPD, surge protection device, to protect from the two type of surge, one is direct and other is non-direct surge. This is your SCADA monitoring, where we monitor our string individually. And how we decide the rating of this isolator switch, I will explain you. As from the SLD we can see here, there is total number of string is 22, because we know that when we connect the string in series, when module in series, we increase the voltage, and we connect the string in parallel, we get the current. So now you can see there is 22 strings in series in parallel. So we multiply by 20 into general, we will get the 8.5 ampere current from each string. The total current is 187, and we choose the safety factor is 1.5 time higher. So when we design it for current for DC isolator switch, so I will multiply by 1.5, so I will get the rating of this DC switch. So the rating of this DC switch is 1000 volt DC, 280 ampere. Okay, and the rating of this fuse is 15 ampere. How we decide it, because we know that each string deliver 8.5 ampere current, so I will choose the safety factor 1.5, so rating is 13 ampere. So we choose the 15 ampere fuse for each string at positive and negative side. And two fuses I have considered spare for future purpose. So this is your DCDB box, where we choose to combine all the string here. So you can give the rating, the DC voltage is 800 volt, because we connect 20 module in series, so we choose 20 into 40. 40 is your VMP voltage, and each string deliver around 800 volt DC, and this is your DC current 187 ampere, and total number of module is 440, and your power is 147.4 kilowatt. 440 into 335, your power is 147.4 kilowatt you will deliver to the inverter. And your DC cable is 1 course 4 square m copper flexible DC cable. So this is your combiner box. So same type of combiner box you can choose for every strings, and there is total number of total combiner box we are using 7 nodes, and after that we will get the output from the combiner box to deliver to the inverter. Then we know that the output is delivered in DC, so we choose the DC cable here. And how we choose the DC cable to deliver power to the inverter, there is uh, one cable is positive and another cable is negative. Two wires come from the DC combiner box, positive and negative. And what is the size? There is two type of DC cable. One is we can choose for two core, or we can choose for single core. Let's suppose if we design the DC cable for single core, one positive and one for negative, then we can use two run. Then total number of run is 14. Okay. Let's suppose we separately lay positive and negative cable to the inverter, then we can choose single core. What is the advantage? The advantage is we can do easily O&M, because if the one cable is a fault, then you can replace only one cable. Okay. Second one is, if you choose the two core cable, then your number of run is 1 and total number of run is 7. And what is the disadvantage of two core? Because let's suppose the fault is come in any, let's suppose when the fault is come in this cable, you will replace the complete cable of two core cable, both positive and negative wire. And if we use two run single core cable, when the fault is come in single cable, then you can replace only positive or negative wire. So this is the advantage. If we use two run single core cable, then O&M is easy, and our cost is reduced during the O&M period. So this is your DC side, and this is your inverter. It convert your DC power into the AC power. This is the rating of your 1 megawatt ABB central inverter. The maximum power we can deliver 1000 kilowatt. DC side power is 1000 kilowatt. Maximum DC current it can carry 710 ampere, 1710 ampere, and DC inputs max we can give 8 to 20. Okay. And this is your AC side inverter rating 1 megawatt. Voltage it will deliver AC to 400 volt, and current it will deliver 1415 ampere. Okay. So this is your cable selection at AC side, because we know that the total current of delivered by the inverter is 14.5 ampere, and the highest rating of the cable is 300 square mm available in India. The current rating of this cable is 365 ampere. So how we choose it? The total current is 445 and it divided by 365. The total number of run is 4. Okay. So when we multiply by 4 into 365, the total current carried by the cable is 460 ampere. But we choose 5 run, or let's suppose we choose the 5 run. 5 into 365, 18 to 25 ampere current carried by the cable. When it derate by 0.8%, then cable current is 460 ampere after derating. So we choose 6 runs 365, and it will derate 0.8%, then the current is 752 ampere carried by the current. So when we choose the 6 runs, so 6 is multiplied by 365 is 2190 ampere current carried by the cable. When it will derate 0.8, then the current carried by the cable is 1752 ampere. So 6 runs is more than sufficient to avoid the heating and carry the maximum current. When we choose 6 runs, the total number of run is 6. And if we, let's suppose if we choose single core each, the total number of run is 18, because 6 runs we have considered for R phase, 6 run for Y phase, and 6 run for B phase. The total number of run will come here 18. Okay. It's depend on our consideration whether we choose the 1 core or choose the 3 core cable. So this is your AC side cable. This is your transformer, and how we choose the transformer rating. There is a two concept, because we know that the rating of the transformer in kVA and the rating of the inverter is kilowatt. So we use the power factor here. We divide the inverter rating by the 0.95 power factor. So we choose the rating of transformer in kVA. So we use 1150 kVA transformer here. Also the another method is, we know that the losses at DC side is 15%, almost 50%, which is the soiling losses, radiation losses, your temperature losses, LID losses, DC copper losses. So almost we have considered that there is 15% losses occur in the DC side. So we reduce the 50% power, then we will get 85% into 0.85. So we will get 850 kilowatt DC output at inverter end. So inverter will deliver, if our DC capacity is 1 megawatt, then we cannot get the maximum AC output of 1 megawatt. Almost the power is reduced by due to the losses, which is around 10 to 15%. So we will always get the output between 800 to 900 kilowatt. So we can choose the transformer rating is 1000 kVA also. This is your cooling of your transformer, which is ON, AN, oil natural, air natural. We can also choose the ON, AF, oil natural, air fencing. This is your percentage impedance of your transformer, 4.5%, and this is your tape changer, off load tape changer we prefer in the transformer. And this is your ST side. The transformer will convert 400 volt to 33 kV. This is your ST side cable selection, and we know that we follow the IS 7098 part first for LT side and 7098 part 2 for ST side. So the starting cable from ST side is 120 square mm aluminum armored cable. So we choose 120 square mm 33 kV ST XLP armored aluminum cable for ST side, because the current is very minimum, because we step up the voltage, and current are inversely proportional to each other. How we can calculate? We know that the rating of the transformer is 1150. So we know that the power is equal to root 3 VI cos phi. So 1.732 into voltage is 33 kV into power factor is 0.9, and we divide 1150 divided by 51. So we get the current is 22.54 ampere for 11 kV transformer. 22 ampere delivered by the transformer at ST side, and the current carried by the 120 square mm cable is around 200, above the 200 ampere. So this cable is more than sufficient for the ST side, for 33 kV side. This is our protection vacuum circuit breaker, where we use the CT, PT, breaker and relay. This is your dual core CT. One CT is mainly used for metering purpose, and second one CT is used for protection purpose. The class of metering CT is 0.5, and class of protection CT is 5P20. It's mean 5% error, P means protection, and 20 means 20 time of your normal current. What is your normal current? Which is 50 ampere. Because the current delivered by the transformer is 22 ampere, so we choose the CT rating is 50 by 5-5. Why 2 time of 5-5? Because there is 2 core of your CT at LT side. Okay, and 0.5 generally class is used for metering purpose, and this is your metering, and the connection will deliver at MFM meter, multifunction meter. Let's suppose this CT is used for energy measurement or for billing purpose, then we use the class 0.2s, which is more accurate than 0.5. Okay, and this is your protection class. Same we use 2PT, which is convert 33 kV into 110 volt, and one core is for metering purpose, second core is for protection purpose. So the class of first core is 0.5, 20 VA burden, and second class of second core is 3P, 3% error, and P means protection. Okay, and this is your circuit breaker. It's 33 kV, 650 ampere, 25 kV for 3 seconds. And these are the relay, which is IDMT earth fault relay, IDMT instantaneous, IDMT earth fault relay, IDMT overcurrent relay, and this is your instantaneous overcurrent earth fault relay. This is your transformer auxiliary relay, and this is your VCB relay, which is anti-pump relay and master trip circuit relay. Also we can use the over voltage and under voltage relay also. We can design in the VCB. So these are the relay basically we use for protection purpose. One thing also, we can use the Buchholz relay in the transformer to protect transformer internal faults, and WTI, OTI also winding temperature indicator and oil temperature indicator used in the transformer to check the temperature of the winding and oil. The temperature of the winding is set up to 55 degree, and the temperature of the oil is set up to 50 degree. If the temperature is increased, then WTI OTI will show the temperature, and glucose relay will operate when internal fault is come. Okay, so this is your vacuum circuit breaker. When any kind of earth fault, relay overcurrent, or under voltage, any transformer fault is come, it give the command to the circuit breaker and it will disconnect your plant from the grid. So this is your vacuum circuit breaker. Now we have designed the isolator switch also, and this is your switch yard where we design isolator switch. It will disconnect your power plant from the grid when you maintain or during the O&M period. The rating of this isolator is 33 kV, 400 ampere. Minimum rating of 400 ampere come in the market. This is your auxiliary transformer, and this isolator switch also is provided before the auxiliary transformer for O&M point of view. And this transformer is basically used because if we get any auxiliary supply for our inverter room, for MCR room, or uh, where we need 420 volt, then we use this auxiliary transformer of 25 kV in our power plant, because some machinery operations also going, lightning load is also going in the MCR rooms and inverter rooms, so we get the supply from this auxiliary transformer. This is our metering, where we do the final metering and get the bill. This is your current transformer. Both the transformer is mainly used for metering purpose, and class is 0.2s, and below that you have seen that where we use the class is 0.5, because this is only for energy measurement, and but there is we generate the bill, so we use the class 0.2s because we know, because the accuracy of this CT is very much good as compared to 0.5. So we use 2 meter, one is the main meter and another one is the check meter here. Same as this is your potential transformer. There is two core, one is deliver, both the core is used for metering purpose. The class is 0.2s, 20 VA burden, and this is your lightning surge arrestor used to protect the your power plant from lightning. And the finally your power is feed to you to the utility grid, GSS. So this is the idea, basic idea about your 1 megawatt power plant, how we design the single line diagram. Thank you.